So I was just thinking about this the other day. Like, isn't it nice to have press conferences about happy stuff with your football team? Because I do feel like the culture has definitely changed, even dating back to like the Zimmer Spielman regime, where it's like, hey, Justin Jefferson contract extension versus all right. So we didn't know that Fred Smoot rented the boat. That's all. So Justin freaking Jefferson, signing his record-setting highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, 4 years, $140 million deal, $110 million guaranteed, keeping him in Minnesota a long time. All right, and of course he fed the local media jackals. Also, so it's so funny when like a major event comes out. So it's more than just the beat writers. It's the TV people. You got some national people in there too. And so the beat writers, respect. The Vikings do have a very, very damn good gaggle of local beat writers. I give them poop, but they're very, very good at their job. And I feel like they respectfully walk the line between trying to be objective and critical versus also trying to maintain access. So, some places just go massively the other way, but yeah. But it's so funny to hear like I don't know, like local TV people, and I'm not talking about sports TV people. I'm just like local anchors. So, how's it feel to have money, or just I don't know. But Jefferson was feeding the media jackals today. Also, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah had some things too. So, just basically just like an overview paraphrase of what's going on, just the tone and tenor. So, Kwesi thanked the whole staff. Thank Rob Thug Life Brzezinski, of course. And also, what's interesting is that he thanked Justin Jefferson's agents, William Morris and Dever, by name. And I was trying to think, like, I can't remember that happening. I can't remember a spot at a press conference with a contract, with a high-profile player contract being inked, where the GM thanked his opposition, for lack of a better term. But I feel like it speaks to how Kwesi and Justin Jefferson are different. Like, they both realize that they're on the same side and they want the same thing. And a lot of teams and players approach contract negotiations as a confrontation, as a battle. I mean, look at the Cowboys and CeeDee Lamb. Look at the Cowboys with any of their extensions, man. But I think one of the reasons why this negotiation went so smoothly, despite it being massive deal, is because both sides realized that, hey, we both want to get this done. Let's get it done. And Kwesi talked about how this moment was inevitable as well. And that's what it seemed too. Like, despite Florio and Rap Sheet just trying to kick up some drama, like there wasn't any drama. There wasn't leaks about the other side being obtuse. There wasn't cryptic social media posts. There wasn't anything, man. Also, so Kwesi was relaying stories about Jefferson, and the main one that stuck out was when Keenan McCardle was retained by the incoming coaching staff. So Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell came in 2022. Keenan McCardle had been Zimmer's wide receiver coach and obviously worked with Justin Jefferson, KJ Osborne, Adam Thielen. And when there was a changeover, Justin Jefferson called up Kwesi, just like, hey, I don't usually do this. It's not really my place, but I would love to keep working with Keenan McCardle. I think that he brings out the best in me. And Kwesi was relaying, it really spoke to A, how respected McCardle is, and B, just the character of Justin Jefferson. Like, he's loyal, he will stand up for his guys, and like you said, like he knew that he wasn't playing the superstar card. Like, he doesn't do this. He knows it's not his place, but he went to bat for his guy. Like, that says a lot about JJ's character. Kevin O'Connell. So, he talked glowingly about the work that Justin Jefferson puts in and, what JJ means, to the locker room, to the team, just being around the team this morning as well as yesterday, just him being back is just, he's the guy. And also, what stood out to me is that O'Connell said that he's a culture changer and a people changer. So culture is culture. That gets thrown around a lot, but people changer. And that's something that really stands out and speaks to how high of a caliber person Justin Jefferson is. And like I said, he's not the rah sis boom ba, Ray Lewis speaking. Actually, that's a bad example. Just like hyping up to the camera, just like sort of deal. But he's someone who's going to put in the work. He's someone who's going to lead by example. He's someone who's going to set the standard, and that is just as important. Actually, probably more important than someone who can just, get up and give a rah-rah speech, right? And also, Kevin McCall brought up a good point. It's like, so Justin Jefferson was drafted during the Rona draft. So no Radio City Music Hall, no traveling draft, because it is a great moment for the guys coming into the league, whether they're at the draft site or whether they're at home with their family. They're just having an amazing celebration. The guys in the 2020 draft, they didn't get that. And he talked about how this is the contract extension is an amazing moment for JJ and his family. And never really thought about it that way. And O'Connell thanked the whole Jefferson family as well. Jefferson's got great parents. He's got a great two great older brothers in Jordan and Ricky. It really showed him life and the ropes and stuff. And they've really embraced the city of Minneapolis, the great state of Minnesota, and this entire team. And it's awesome, man. Also, the Wilf support second none, because there's a large transaction. Again, the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history, the highest guarantee to a non-quarterback in NFL history. And some owners may drag their feet on this. Looking at the Wilfs, or not look at the Wilfs, looking at the Jerry Joneses of the world, looking at the the Cleveland Browns owners and stuff. It's just like, nah. But the Wilfs are very good owners. They cut checks, they hire good people, they allow their people to work. I guess like the one drawback is maybe they allowed Zimmer and Spielman to work unmonitored for too long. Who knows? But the Wolves are fantastic owners, man. Also, commitments and goals, together, because now, JJ's got the contract, but now it's the next step. I mean, this contract, both the Vikings and Justin Jefferson realize this is a commitment to each other, and now trophies, Super Bowls, winning. That's when it comes together, man. And then the man of the hour, Justin freaking Jefferson. So, thank God, family, organization, all of his teammates and stuff. And Justin Jefferson reiterated he wanted to be here. Like, he loves and respects the Minnesota Vikings organization. He said it if you just read the quote, it's like, there's nothing wrong with this organization. So, again, I'm sure that the national media is going to run with that and just be like, oh, there's nothing wrong. A backhanded compliment now. But, again, it's amazing. Jefferson, Anthony Edwards, both locked in here in the great state of Minnesota long term because they believe in their teams, they believe in the state, they believe in their squad, man. Also, so he talked about how growing up as a kid, he was always a big dreamer. He would complain to his parents that he wasn't growing enough. Like at LSU, I believe when he came in as a freshman, he was 156 pounds. But also he gave big props to his two older brothers, Ricky and Jordan, both of them who played at LSU. Jordan was a really solid quarterback back in the day. Ricky was a great linebacker, safety. And he talked about how there was such a huge influence on him, how he was putting in that work as a 3-year-old, doing like sit-ups and push-ups and just really getting after things. And you don't think about that, like the sibling dynamic. And you always kind of see it too, where the older brother will be good, the middle brother will be good, but the younger brother will be really good because they benefit from all of that experience from the older siblings versus like the older siblings had to figure things out on their own. It's kind of weird, man. But also money, responsibility, being a leader. And he said he wanted to solidify himself as the top receiver in the league. And he said it wasn't about the money. And now, I know that people say, it's like, how could it not be about the money? He's the highest paid non-quarterback ever. But he made a good point because him being at the top of the game, him being focused on the Hall of Fame and Super Bowls and wanting to be the best ever to ever do it, money comes with that. Because if you're the best, you're the absolute best at your position as well as the best in the league, you're not going to be making league minimum, and you are going to be rewarded justly, right? And that's what it comes down to. And I think there's a big difference between the two focuses. Like, you're only great because you're focused on the money, or you're focused on being great and the money comes along with it. I think JJ is much more the latter. There's a lot of players that are like this, though. You're thinking about them right now, aren't you? And also, he says he's already talked to McCarthy. He says that McCarthy, confidence is key. His job to install confidence in JJ McCarthy. He loves how McCarthy's coming in off a championship. He loves his attitude. He didn't say anything about Sam Darnold. Jefferson might be in for like an awakening. He's like, oh, Darnold's going to be my quarterback all year? All right, let's ride. That's right, man. He did talk about how much he does have respect for Kirk, but it wasn't a deal breaker. of him extending here if Kurt was not back. Did say the change is inevitable, but he's really excited. Like, he is really pumped up. The whole JJ to JJ connection. Also, that he wasn't overly concerned about the contract getting done because he knew it was going to get done. Plus, big time shout out to Aaron Jones. Said that's going to be like when Dalvin was back here. Alexander Madison just catching strays all over the place, man. But also, he said, last year was, the first time he had a major injury in his career, and it was tough. I mean, watching his team falter at times where he could have been out there helping and, feeling like he was on the outside looking in. And, again, I think that just speaks to him as a leader. I think that just speaks to him as a person and as a player, because, there's always concern that once a player gets that big-time contract, they get comfortable. They get complacent. They feel like they've made it, just like, I get paid either way now. But, again, Jefferson is wired different, and I know the people will piss him. I was like, we got the money. Again, no, he's chased greatness because he wants to be the best that there is, and the money comes along with that. Again, he made a really, really good point there. So I do think that Jefferson is going to be a guy who understands that with great money comes great responsibility, and the team made a huge commitment in him, and he has to prove them right. He has to prove that they bet on the right horse, and he's going to get after things. He's going to be the best receiver in the game. He's going to be the best leader in the game, and he's just really going to – he's a special player, and the Vikings have a chance, especially with this young team, to do something very special moving forward too. So, again, I'm just really, really happy he got this done. So, Florio didn't come up with like 17 different trade scenarios over the next 6 weeks. It's ridiculous, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. Justin friggin' Jefferson presser. You guys know what to do. Skull production value.